All right, peep streamers, gold is on the move. So as we can see right here, gold, the bears, sellers tried to break through the major support on the 4500s. They tried it here, it didn't work. They went up, came back down, tried it here again, rejected, came back up, retested, and then boom, shot up, right? And as we can see, it has passed the midpoint. Typically you have some hesitation around the midpoint. We can see price was rejected somewhere around there. Last time here too, when it was coming down, there was a bit of hesitation. There was a rejection over here as well. But this time, well, actually, if we look properly, price came back down, right? Retested the mid zone, and now it's going back up, right? My anticipation is it's going to go all, past this. I have my marker right here on around the 47.40. But I anticipate it to reach this point or even get to major resistance area before price starts to taper off. And here's the reason why. Now, keep in mind, this is the 4-hour window. Okay. Now, here's the reason why. If we look at the data that's coming up, the eco data, so we have unemployment, right? Unemployment is at 4.3. It's going to remain at 4.3 based on the forecast, right? That's not necessarily good for the dollar, right? Excuse me. And then on top of that, we have non-farm payroll, which previously was 178, is forecasted to go down to 60. Not good for the dollar again, right? So if that remains to be the case, not going to be, in fact, if it comes lower than 60, man, bulls are going to have a field day, right? Okay. Next piece of data is going to be consumer sentiment, right? It's 49.8 previously. Forecast is 49.5, which means sentiment is going down, which makes sense because of inflation. Things are going up, oil prices, etc. Right? So yeah, these are all not looking good for the dollar, and that's why a lot of buyers are front loading. Basically, they're front loading gold right now because they know what's coming. So my anticipation is, again, is gold is going to go into this area right here, and then it's going to taper off for a little bit, and depending on what happens, it might go past the major resistance, but we'll see how it reacts when it gets to this area. But right now, the bulls are winning, man. The bulls are pushing this thing. All right. Now, if we look at the news, let's see. Okay, so gold prices remain supported by solid demand. All right, that doesn't tell us much. Gold surges 3% as Middle Eastern de-escalation eases inflation fears. Yeah, so they were trying to work out a deal, between all the parties involved in the war in the Middle East. And so as they work that out, things get back to normal. People are going to hedge their bets more with gold right now because still there's a lot of things that are uncertain going on right now. So the next best thing other than oil, once that dies down, they're going to run to gold. And I will show you what's going on with oil in a minute. Gold stock surge as oil slides on Iran peace deal. Yeah, so it's pretty much what's going on with that. So if we take a look at oil, right, Brent crude, right, we can see, boom, you see right here, it has dropped. In fact, it went so fast it was even the gap, right? At some point, I think they might come back to cover the gap, but again, it depends on what's happening with the deal, because fundamentals are always going to push price more so than technicals, right? That's my take on that anyway. So that's where we're at. Gold is on the move, and the anticipation is for it to get to this resistance zone area, right? It's already in the 4700s, but we're talking about between 4750 to 4800. That's where we might start to see some slowdown, some tapering off. Watch out for some retreats, retesting, right? For you scalpers, I scalp as well. So, yep. So that's what's going on with gold.